Hunter Fowler. I'm running for Fentress County Sheriff, and I'm running as an independent.
All right, so Hunter, just tell me, why do you want to be sheriff?
Well, this county means a lot to me, and I've got two young sons that are going to be growing up here, and this is the career path that I feel like I could do the most good in, really make some very positive changes. There's a lot of stuff that whenever I was a deputy and in these other positions that I knew I wanted to change, and I just feel that being in this position, it gives me the opportunity to make those changes that's necessary for Fentress County to grow and be a safer place.
Yeah, talk to me about your law enforcement background as well.
So I've worked here in Fentress County at the Sheriff's Office for, this is going on 9 years now. I was a corrections officer, I was a corrections sergeant, went to academy, graduated from Toledo, worked my way through as a deputy, made it up to a canine officer, worked that for a little bit, and then transitioned over into investigations, where I really, fell in love with the job. Then the last little bit, I was chief deputy, and now I'm interim sheriff.
Awesome. So what do you believe is the top law enforcement problem facing the county, and how would you fix it?
So our top issues, and it all stems off of just one sole issue, is really and truly it's a drug issue. Fentress County, we get thefts, we get domestics, we get DUIs, and all of this stuff really stems and ties back to just drug addiction and drug issues. We have put together like our own drug task force unit. I've been really pushing our narcotics officers to go out there and make these arrests and be able to gather up a lot of the information on the drug users and the ones that selling the drugs. Also, I've been working really closely with the Manor House. We're trying to get more programs in the jail. We're actually making very good headway in that. Trying to break that cycle of recidivism, a big R word that everybody loves. But the more opportunities I think that we can give people, even when they're in jail, or trying to just attack this drug issue head on, make the arrests and make Fentress County a hard place to sell drugs and a hard place to use drugs, then we'll see our other issues go down as well.
Across the country, many departments, and including in Tennessee, continue to deal with staffing issues. What are the current staffing at the Sheriff's Office, and how would you recruit and retain deputies too?
So, in my entire time here, we've always had a pretty massive staffing issue. Whenever I made chief deputy, I'd started trying to pull some people in that I knew and had a little bit of rapport with, and now as sheriff, I've actually got a full staff, and I've maintained that so far during my time as the sheriff. And it's not an easy thing to do. I mean, it'd be nice if we could have an entire sheriff department full of people that's from Fentress County, but there's a lot of people in these other surrounding counties that gets paid less or doesn't have the amount of benefits that we do. So whenever we look to these surrounding counties, these other officers are maybe displeased with where they're working at, or they have some sort of issue. We've been pulling officers from, again, some of these surrounding counties, and I've came up with some extremely qualified and very well-rounded officers. We've got several officers that have at least, 10 years experience working as sergeants on our shifts. Now we've got 3 officers in every shift. We've got seven SRO spots. We've got 6 SROs currently working, and then 1's out with the National Guard. We've got 3 general investigators, 2 narcotics investigators, and the chief deputy. And I mean, at this time, we're fully staffed, and everybody that's here seems pretty pleased with what they're seeing.
We're talking about you're the interim sheriff, but if you're elected sheriff, obviously things kind of change. What would be the first thing you do as the elected sheriff?
So I want to maintain, staffing. Staffing is definitely a big deal for me, and that'll give us a little bit more room to, make our coverage in the county. Well, one of the main things I'd like to see is, and that's something that I've been currently working on, is updating equipment. Equipment is, very crucial to a well-rounded sheriff's office. I mean, yeah, we could work with pencil and paper, but whenever the world is updating and stuff is moving forward, I think that we need to move forward with it. And through that, I mean, we've got computers in our cars, and that's something that's happened within the last year. We have got different operating systems that we're using to help, keep track of what other officers are doing. We can go back through reports. We don't have to go to one central location to do a report. It shouldn't take us 4 days to do that. I mean, we could do it on scene and, be able to be really effective when we're there, not wasting any time, and kind of move forward. Other than that, there's plenty of things that I would love to do as sheriff. I've been working at ways for the sheriff's office to generate revenue that's going to be no extra cost to the county, and that'll help us, fund some of these programs that I'd like to do, or, help us buy this equipment. Some of the programs I'd like to start is we're working on a work release program for some of our inmates. And it's in the building phases right now. But what that would look like is if we have a trustee that has consistently been no issue, has no violent charges, has no sex offenses, these are the guys that we're going to look to and say, okay, maybe they've got a drug issue, but instead of just putting them back out on the street with nothing, I mean, they've sat there in jail for years, they're not going to have a bank account, the odds are they won't have a house. What we can help them with is we could help them get their driver's license back, we could help them get their social security card and stuff all together, get them a job, set them up a bank account, let them go out in the county and work while we monitor them. And whenever they come back, they're slowly building up like a nest egg. And then once they get to that point where they could be released, they've got a stepping stone. Instead of just going right back out and falling back into the same routine, they have the opportunity and the ability to go a different route.
Talking on the topic of public trust, both prior sheriffs in this county, both elected prior sheriffs in the county, were arrested. You worked under one of them. Why should voters trust you?
So I've always been one of those that, I mean, I'll tell the truth even if the truth hurts. I've had plenty of opportunities. People has said that age old, you'll have my vote if, but I don't bend to that. And honestly, if being honest and being truthful and having that integrity is what loses an election, then I shouldn't have been elected in the first place. And I feel that in a law enforcement position, honesty and integrity is everything. And whenever you can start being honest and showing the public what you're doing, showing them the work that you're doing, we're not hiding anything. Yes, we understand mistakes are made, everybody's human. But it's the part where you own up to it and you say, okay, I messed up on this, I understand, and then we're going to move forward and we're going to correct that in the future. And I'm not afraid to say that, there's things that's going to be corrected and stuff that's going to go around it, but nothing's going to be swept under the rug at the sheriff's office, and everything's going to be tackled head on.
What guarantees are you willing to offer people in this county you're sworn to serve and protect?
Well, I guarantee that they're going to see me out 1 o'clock in the morning. They'll see me out all throughout the day. I will be around. I'm not going to be a sheriff that is sitting static behind a desk. I feel like if there's anything that I ask my employees to do, if I ask them to go direct traffic, odds are you'll see me out directing traffic. If I ask them to go work recs or, help with death investigations, that's something that I'm going to be out doing as well. I'm not going to be the boss just sitting behind the desk. I want to be a leader to everybody in the department. And one of the guarantees that I want to make is that I guarantee the sheriff's office is going to be better. We've had a very bumpy road. Our public trust has tanked over the years, and it's something that I'm working extremely hard to build back up. Everybody's got something they're not proud of, but with a fresh perspective, everything can be turned around. And with me leading the sheriff's office, my main goal is to bring us up into the 21st century. I mean, we're no longer going to sit policing like we do in the 1980s and 1990s. Police work has adapted over the years, and there's no reason it should have stayed static. There's, again, different programs that we could be using. There's all kinds of different softwares and systems that we could be using. These new deputies and officers and stuff that's coming in want that. Nobody wants to handwrite reports. Nobody wants to handwrite traffic incidents. This is all stuff that we can push forward, and then the community as a whole will benefit.
We hear about the need for transparency by leaders in public office. What does that mean to you?
So anything that I'm doing in office, anybody that comes up and asks me questions, as long as it's not pertaining, directly toward a case. Obviously, there's things in law enforcement that you just can't discuss with everybody at the time that everybody wants to. But as that case develops, there's certain parts of that investigation that can be, let known to the public. And I'm willing to be that person to go out there and make sure the public understands what we're doing. There's nothing that we're going to hide, good or bad. If there's an officer that's arrested at the sheriff's office, it will be broadcasted. I mean, if there's something going on that the public absolutely needs to know, it's going to be out there as soon as possible.
What is the key difference between you and your opponent?
Well, the key difference is there's a couple. Our outlook is definitely different. I'm a newer generation of law enforcement. He is an older generation of law enforcement. We have a lot of similarities, and there are a lot of differences. There's a lot of things that I'll do one way and he might do a different way. And that's in no way putting him down or belittling him. I mean, everybody's got a different way to do it. I do my things different than my deputies do their things. But I have got a long time and a lot to invest in this career and this job. This isn't just a one-term election for me. This is something that's going to have to happen over and over, because I've started my campaign for sheriff at such a young age. I can't just run one time and then decide that I'm going to retire. This is something I'm going to have to do consistently. And being that way, having to do this consistently means that I'm going to have to go out and show myself every day. I can't slack and just pick up pace during election time. I'm going to have to very consistently be out there on the front lines, be out here at these community events, and constantly be building up this community.
If elected, how will you measure your job performance in year 1 and in year 4?
Well, year 4, honestly, if we can show some serious growth in year 1, I mean, what I've been doing and what I've been working on is trying to build a strong foundation for the sheriff's office. And you can't branch off and throw these other programs on something. I mean, you can't build a house on sand. So you have to work on the foundation first. And so far, we've got a strong foundation built, and now it's time for us to start shooting off and doing these special programs. And year 1, I think if we start these programs and we're showing some real results, that'll help me. And in year 4, if we could be the standard for some of these surrounding counties, that Overton County, Scott County, Morgan County, Pickett County can look at Fentress County and say, okay, these guys have it figured out. Let's base some of our stuff that we're doing off of theirs, because that is obviously working out for them.
Final question for you: Is there anything I should have asked you and didn't about your priorities and why you want this job?
Now, the main reason I want this job is because I've never, and I've said this since day one, I've never wanted to be somebody that would sit and idly complain about something going on. My entire intention in this career and in doing what I'm doing right now and running for sheriff, especially as young as I am, is that I don't want to be just an idle complainer. I want to be somebody that if I see a problem, I'll go out and I'll fix the problem. I don't think that if there's an issue and you don't fix it, then what are you really doing? Why are you complaining? So I'm wanting to put myself forward and in this position that I could do the most good. I could do the most help. Being sheriff isn't being high speed. It doesn't mean that I'm going to get into pursuits. It doesn't mean that I'm going to be slinging a gun around all day. Being a sheriff means that I am the one up there to answer the questions. I'm the one that leads the day-to-day, and that I can really empower the deputies in what they need. I can make sure that they have decent vehicles. I can make sure that they have the equipment they need to make it through. I can make sure they have the training they need to make it through. And honestly, that's the whole reason I want to do this. I want to make sure that the men and women at the sheriff's office are taken care of. I want to make sure that this county has exactly what it deserves. And this county deserves a sheriff's office that they can trust.